All right, guys, welcome back, everybody. Hope you had a great first day. So I've not shaved for since March. I've also not cut my hair since March. So this is going to be on the driver's license as well. Um, just deal with it for a few days. That's what my wife's had to do. Anyways, let's get back to astronomy. These videos, I'm going to try to do them for each lesson, so those of you at home, and I guess those in class can go back and use them to study. If you miss a day, these are a good way for you guys to kind of have access to what we've learned about in class. I'm going to try to make myself available. I will make myself available for each class period for questions, anything like that. But these videos are going to be me going through the lesson so that you guys kind of have that to refer back to whenever you want. So without further ado, let's start with bell work. As a reminder, to get to bell work, you head over to modules. And when you get to modules, you're going to, for today, click on Tuesday. And when you click Tuesday, that's going to take you, actually getting ahead of ourselves, you want to click on bell work. And your bell work, if you have, let's say, so you have your home page, click on modules, and Tuesday. You're going to head over to bell work. When you get to bell work, make sure, again, you type in your student ID correctly. And then you guys are going to try to write 2 sentences about what you see in this photograph. And if you pause, then I will tell you what's in this photograph. These are galaxies. Messier 86 is a French astronomer back in the 1700s who basically cataloged a bunch of stuff that he knew was not a planet or a star, but he was not sure what they are. This was the 86th thing that he found. This is a galaxy. It is an elliptical galaxy. You can tell by its shape. We'll get into the different types of galaxies later this year. And then down here, NGC, which is the National Galactic Catalog. And that's 4,438th. Those two together are actually known as the eye galaxies, because if you take away this glowing oxygen here, they look kind of like eyes looking back at you. Anyways, so that's what bell work for today is. Let's go back to our PowerPoint if we can. There we go. All right, so what we're doing today is going over this syllabus so that you guys can kind of have an idea of how the class is going to be run, things that I expect. Now, this is going to be very different for those of you at home than it is for those of you in class. And I've never done this for distance learning, so I'm learning along with you guys. We're going to have to try to figure this out together. As of right now, when I'm making this, before school starts, I don't know if we're going to be using Big Blue Button on Canvas, Microsoft Teams on Canvas. I'm not sure how yet to do attendance. There's a bunch of stuff that I'm still needing to work out. So there's still certain expectations that I have for everybody, whether you're at home or sitting in front of me. But they are going to be different if you are at home. So let's start by clicking in Canvas. Underneath bell work says Honors Astronomy Syllabus. Click on that. If you guys were to come back over here, it will look like that. Let's say you don't have access to Canvas yet. Well, then you're going to come up to Mr. Hyatt.rocks, click on This Week in Astronomy. Your bell work for Tuesday would be right here. You're going to click on this picture, a little teacher pointing to a syllabus. And that's going to take you to the exact same syllabus that Canvas did. So let's go through our syllabus. Grading. Homework. There we go. Homework is going to be about 10%. Classwork is also part of that 10%. Now, immediately your first thought is, that means if I do no homework and no classwork, I could get a 90%. Yeah, you could. That's true. The tests in this class are not impossible, but this is a college class. So the tests are where a lot of people think that's the hardest part of this class is the tests. So don't expect 100% on every single test. Now, if you don't do any homework, obviously you're not going to get 100%. So I just don't want a homework to be what brings your grade down. I want whether or not you understand the concepts and the knowledge to dictate what your grade is going to be. So homework and classwork are 10%. If you turn homework in late, everybody has bad days, everybody forgets, everybody has, a soccer practice after school and you just couldn't get to your homework. You can still turn it in, but part of this class is learning responsibility. So I want you guys to try your best to get things in on time. With that said, if you turn things in late, it's 10% off each day. So if it's due Monday and you turn it in Tuesday, you get 100% on the assignment, you'll get a 90. Wednesday will be an 80. Thursday a 70. Up to 5 days late, because after 5 days, it's 40% and everybody gets their free 40%, whether you turn it in or not. So after 5 days, I still recommend doing the assignment. It's going to help you learn the material for the test, but you're going to get your 40% that you would get whether you turned it in or not. Classwork. That's the work that we do in class. Now, if you're sitting in front of me, obviously that's classwork. If you're at home, that's going to be homework. You're going to be doing that stuff at your house. But it's all part of the same category. So you do need to pay attention. I'm going to do my best to these videos. These videos are basically my lectures, my explaining the concepts, my going over the information so that you can understand it on a test. As you're watching these videos, I'm going to be available every single day for questions. I'll do my best to explain stuff. But these videos are going to be basically my lectures. So watching these videos, there's no way for me, at least not that I know of yet, to grade you on them. I guess I could, I don't know, I'll think about it. But this is basically paying attention in class. Formative assessments, 30% of your grade. What does that include? Labs. Don't know how we're going to do labs this year. Honest, don't know how we're going to do them. If you are in class, then obviously we can try, but with the distancing, not sure how that's going to work. I do have a number of labs that are digital. Obviously we'll be able to do those, but the hands-on, making planets out of Play-Doh, looking at the sun with little solar filters, I don't know how we're going to do all that. Formative assessments, current events. So astronomy is one of the oldest professions. Since people have been alive, they've looked up at the stars, but there's also stuff happening every single day. Just 2 days ago, SpaceX landed a few astronauts that they blasted off from Florida. There's things that are happening every day in astronomy, and a couple times throughout this year, I want you guys to go out and find some of those current events that are happening in the field of astronomy. I will show you where you can find some of those a little bit later today. But current events, these are going to be due, I'll assign them when I do on a Monday, and they'll be due on Friday. So you'll have a week to find something, learn about it, and report back. But that's part of your formative assessment. Do you know enough of our class in order to look at a current event and apply what we're learning to what's happening today? Bell work, formative assessments. Usually, the last couple days haven't been. Bell work is going to be a question from the day before. It's a way for me to kind of determine whether or not you understand what we looked at. So if we learn about the different types of galaxies, well, bell work on the next day might be a picture of different galaxies, and you'll need to tell me what they are. So this is actually assessing you guys and your knowledge. So bell work is going to be part of this 30%. Because you're doing bell work every day, that's a lot of points. And bell work can make or break your grade, to be honest. Quizzes, part of formative assessments. And finally, summative assessments, the tests, the big giant unit tests. Some of them are 30 questions, some of them are 60 questions. It all depends on how many of those standards we've looked at during this unit. 60% of your grade. There are some, and this is pretty standard across science for Dr. Phillips. There are some college classes that I've taken where the assessments are 100%. You don't have to show up to class. You don't have to do a single piece of work, but you need to know the material. That's a bit extreme, but summative assessments, your final tests, tell me what you know, and I think that should be what your grades are based on. So your summative assessments are 60% of your grade. And I'm going to use the same grading skill that every teacher in Orange County uses, and you can see that. I'm not going over it. Late work. I mentioned this with homework. I'll go over it one more time. If you turn something in late, 10% off for each day. So turn it in Monday, it's late, 10%. You turn it in Tuesday, you get 10% off, 90. Let's start over. All right, so late work. We've gone over this before. I'll go over it again. Basically, you turn something in late, you get a percentage off. So if it's due Monday, you turn it in Tuesday, you can get a 90% total. If you turn it in Wednesday, 80%, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm not going to keep talking about that. We've done that twice now. Science journal. You have to have a composition notebook, and we're going to be gluing stuff in. For those of you at home, you might want to grab some blank paper. Normally I hand out printer paper, but there's no way for me to get that to you. So it might be good to get some blank printer paper or some other paper that you can glue in to your science journal. I've also got glue in class. So if you're at home, maybe grab a glue stick. They're pretty cheap. I'm going back to school sales right now. Grab a glue stick. Grab crayons and markers and whatnot. So you're at home, little school, you're going to need to, I guess, supply your own materials. So glue stick, crayons, markers, and a science journal. Please don't lose this. We're going to use this almost every day. So your science journal, your composition notebook is going to be used a lot. We're going to do a lot of assignments in there. A lot of the assignments that go in there, you're going to take a photograph with your phone, and you're going to upload that through Canvas so that I know that you've done the work in your science journal. So everybody's favorite topic, cheating. And with today's digital curriculum, it's very easy and very tempting to cheat, to Google the answers, to not turn in your work, to ask a friend for their answers. If you do that, you're wasting your time, because when I find you, you're going to have a 0. No questions asked. So if you copy something off the internet, it's very easy to find word for word. 0, just straight up 0. Not a 40%, but a 0, because cheating goes against the code of conduct. If you copy from somebody else, you have a 0. If you let somebody copy from you, that person will have a 0. The person who did the work originally, if you give that to somebody else, your grade will then go down to a 0, because that's part of the cheating. I've had people come crying. I've had parents call upset, but part of the code of conduct, cheating is not allowed. If you are planning on going to college and you get to college and you are caught cheating, you don't just get a 0 on your paper. You get kicked out of school. So this is something that you just can't do. Cheating is not a thing. So if I catch you cheating, 0%. If you're cheating off of somebody else that's taking the class, they will also have a 0%. Obviously, I'm going to call home, let mom and dad know why there's a 0 in the grade book. There's no excuses. Oh, it was due, or I didn't understand. Or, no. Nope. Cheating, 0%. Done. End of story. So if you have questions about that, please ask. But there's been a lot of grades, especially if you cheat on a test. My goodness. 60% of your grade, if you are cheating on a test, automatic 0. So don't do that. Just don't do that. Let's see what's next. If you are in class, no cell phones. Obviously, if you're sitting on your sofa at home, I can't really make you put your cell phone away. Not at your house. There you go. But if you are in class, no cell phones. Headphones also need to be put away. Unless I say, please take out your headphones so that you can listen to this video, or we're doing an activity where you need headphones. Other than that, headphones are away. So if you're listening to headphones as you're walking in between class, when you come in, your headphones come off and they go into your bag. They don't go around your ears. I think that looks ridiculous, but no, they don't go around your neck. They don't hang down off your shirt. They don't sit on your desk. They go into your book bag. Done. End of story. No food if you are in class. Obviously, this is a science classroom. There should be no food at all. No gum. Gum gets everywhere. No candy. No sugary drinks. No Gatorade. You can drink water, but when you spill it, I'm the one that has to clean it up. So no food. And the reason, I forgot to click on the PowerPoint. So no headphones, put it away. It's a rule countywide, and you all know it. No food, and that's because I hate bugs. I hate bugs. And a couple times a year, I will come in and find things like this, where somebody will have dropped a piece of food. Oh, I never drop food. I'll throw it away. It's an accident. It's not like you do it on purpose. And you can see the bug trail, the ant trail is still going from the very center of the classroom all the way to the edge. I've had people get like swarms of bugs in their backpacks. I've had people come in and bugs are all over their chair. I have to basically live in this classroom, and so if it's infested with bugs because people are eating, that's something that I'm just not okay with. Still going. So, yeah. Please do not eat if you are in the class. Thank you. Class routines. What is that going to look like? No food, gum, candy, but drink water. It's actually been shown that if you are well hydrated, you perform better. Your brain can remember things better. If you are in class and you need to use the restroom, I'm going to have these bathroom passes like you've seen in every single class that you've taken up at the front of the room, and all you need to do is raise your hand, ask to go to the bathroom. 90% of the time I'm going to say yes. If I'm about to explain how we do a lab, I'll say no, wait. If we're in the middle of an activity that you need to participate in, I'll say no, wait. The first 10 minutes and last 10 minutes of class, that's a school policy, you can't go. But unless I'm actively teaching or something that you have to know, I'll just say go to the bathroom. Don't take advantage of it. If you are going every single day, then I'm going to call home and ask mom and dad if there's a medical issue with your bowels. And that's usually an embarrassing conversation. If you are gone for 45 minutes out of a 48-minute class, I'm going to call home. So don't take advantage of it. If you have to use the bathroom, go to the bathroom. Don't sit there with your friends out, sitting around, walking around. Just, I think you guys know what I'm talking about. What's next? Oh, science. So this is a science class, and in the back of the room, if you are in class, I'm going to have some animals, and just one animal at a time, but not that they have anything to do with space, but I've got a couple class pets that are snakes. So in the back of the room, there's a cage. If you're at home, you don't ever get to see them. But if you're in class, you can actually take them out. You can hold them. You can look at them, So I've got 4 snakes. They're all going to make an appearance. This one is named Baby Snake. I have one named Violet because she has a purple head. Maxine. I wanted a snake named Maximus. Turned out she was a girl. And Worm, because when I got Worm, he was literally the size of a little tiny worm. So the one that's back there right now is Violet. And I actually have Violet in my hand. I've had her the whole time. She's named Violet because she has a purple head. Say hi. There she is. So, if you do not like snakes, I completely understand, because I don't like bugs. So you don't have to have anything to do with the snakes if you don't want to. You don't have to look at them. You don't have to touch them, obviously. You just pretend that they're not there. So if you do not like snakes, I'm not going to force you to hold one of them. You just pretend that they're not there. But for those that do like snakes, you're welcome to hold them. A little bit about Violet. She is a ball python, which means she is from Africa, sub-Saharan Africa. She is a very special, variety of a ball python called a super Mojave. And you just get that by crossing, different types together. She's one of the most docile snakes that you can get. She is they're called ball pythons because they just curl up into a ball. So they just sit in your hand. She's been sitting there for a while, but they just curl up into a ball in your hand. They don't move around a lot. They're non-venomous. If they're venomous, I would not be holding them. And she is nocturnal, which means she hides during the day. So a lot of times in class, she's just going to be hiding in her little house. And she eats every other week. She eats a very small peanut butter and jelly sandwich that I make for her. Just kidding. No, she doesn't. She eats a small little frozen rat. So I usually feed her on a Friday so that she has the weekend to digest, because when they're digesting, they're very skittish because they can't move around much. So if you have questions about Violet, or if you would like to hold Violet, let me know. Because these are live animals, please do not touch them. Please don't, unless I'm back there helping you out. Please don't just open the cage and take them out. Please don't put anything into their cage. Please don't tap on the glass. Just, they're alive. They're my pets. So please respect them. If you are in school, you need to be in class when the bell rings, not walking to class, not talking to your friends just outside the door. You need to be in the room. If you're not in the room, it's tardy, and you know how that works. As far as if you're at home, you need to be signed in. Still not sure how I'm doing attendance for at home, but I will let you guys know. Please respect everybody and everything. People's, person, people's property. If you guys don't know what that means, please come see me, and we'll figure it out together. So please be respectful. There's a reminder. What do you need? A pencil, pen, something to write with, your composition notebook, headphones, your computer each day. And if you're at home, you'll probably at some point need crayons and markers. You'll need glue. You'll need blank paper. You'll need a bunch of stuff. So if you're in class, I have most of that. But if you're at home, that's up to you. if you head over to mrhyatt.rocks, up at the top there's a little link that says Cool and Helpful Links. So let me show you where that is located. Up here it says Cool and Helpful Links. And then there's a drop down where you have current events and research sites. If you click on this one at the top, it takes you to both of them put together. So I'll click on that. And when you get to the Cool and Helpful Links, it will look something like this. And it's going to have a bunch of cool links that I found that I think are kind of fun. And you can get quite a bit of information. Scroll down a little bit. And when we are doing research for reports, for activities, for assignments, Wikipedia is not the place to go. But if you head over to mrhyatt.rocks, Violet's being ornery right now. If you go to mrhyatt.rocks, sites that are okay to get research from, NASA is going to be up here, the European Space Agency is up here, National Geographic is up here, Air and Space Museum. So things that are not Wikipedia and not, Joe's Planet webpage. These are actual educational resources. And then if you scroll down even farther, current events. I had to put Violet away because she was done with class today. So she's back in her house. But current events, when you get a current event assignment and I say, go out and find something that's happening in astronomy. Well, click on Cool and Helpful Links, current events. It'll take you right here. And I've got a bunch of news feeds. And there are literally dozens and dozens and dozens of things that are happening in the world of astronomy. So let's just pick one. NASA invites public to be its guest to celebrate historic launch America. I click on that, and it will be a news article about something happening at NASA. So we have our cool and helpful links. We have our place where it's okay to get research from. We have our current event list, and that's all up here at this cool and helpful links on mrhyatt.rocks. Can you guys head over to Canvas now and click on Padlet? And what I want you to do is come up with 5 things that you think we're going to learn about this year. Any 5 things. Pause it. Now that you have your 5 things written down, I want you guys to hear me talk about what we're going to learn about. So this is our scope and sequence. This is kind of the order that we're going to go in. First, establishing classroom routines. That's the first couple days. The practice of astronomy. What is astronomy? The sky. How do you find things in the sky? If I say there's a star right up there, how do I tell somebody else where that star is that's on the other side of the world? The sun, the earth, and the moon. We're going to learn about tides and eclipses and how the sun, the earth, and the moon, seasons, years, how they all interact with each other. Exploring the universe, telescopes. Actually, no, that's over here in telescopy. Exploring the universe is us going up into space. Then we have the planets. There are 8 of them, not 9. Planetary movement. We're going to learn about Kepler's laws of motion and Newton's laws of motion. The history of sky observation. So what was astronomy like 1,000 years ago? Where did the signs of the zodiac come from? Then we're going to learn about telescopes. We're going to learn about spectroscopes. These are the 2 main tools that astronomers use. We're going to learn about stars. What is a star? How are they formed? What are they doing? What are they like inside? How many are there? How do they die? Celestial objects, basically galaxies. And then we're going to learn about cosmology, the Big Bang, what's happened to the universe since it started, what's going to happen in the future. We're going to learn about black holes and neutron stars. So we basically cover the entire universe. in about 10 months. Now that we've gone over the syllabus, I want to know that you've shown it to mom and dad so that they have an idea of what to expect in this class. So that I don't get an email from mom and dad, in the second 9 weeks saying, well, I didn't know this was going to be like this. So you guys are going to get extra credit points again if you click on this little link and looks similar to Bellwork. You can put your name, what class period you're in. Have you looked through the syllabus? Hopefully it should be yes, because we just did that. Have you shown it to your parents? Scroll down, have your parents fill it in, their name, so that I know that they have seen it. And you will get points for doing that by Friday. So have mom and dad look through the syllabus. And now there's 2 things that I would like you guys to do for the rest of the day. The first one is to introduce yourself in a video. There's another link, introduction video. And when you click on that, it'll give you some instructions to record, like your name, a fun fact about yourself, what you want to be called. It doesn't need to be more than a minute long. But especially for those of you at home who I may never meet face to face, I would like to have a little introduction video. And I put an example. I did one for myself so that you can kind of see what to expect. And then I want you to head back over to mrhyatt.rocks to all of those links. So head up to Cool and Helpful Links. And when you get there, for some reason it takes a little while to load, pick one. I'm just randomly going to pick this one. And what I want you to do is look through it, figure out what it's talking about. And I want you guys to tell me about it. Click on a couple of them, find one that you like, and tell me what your favorite link is, why you chose that one as your favorite. So just look around that little page for a little bit and pick one out. What should you guys have done for today? Bellwork. Know what's expected by going over the syllabus. Hopefully you've written on Padlet and you've found and explained your favorite link. What do you guys need by Friday? So today is Tuesday. By Friday, you need to get a science journal. Take a photo of your science journal and yourself. Put that on Canvas. In the assignment, you get points for it. Have a grown-up read the syllabus and fill out that little form telling me that they've read it. Watched the Ed puzzle about teenage brains from yesterday and make an intro video. Those are all due on Friday. All of these you're going to get points for. So that is the end of me talking to you today. And you guys have the rest of the time to choose a link, to make an intro video, to watch the YouTube video from yesterday, etc., etc.